Good morning, Khenpo.
Good morning,
everyone.
Morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Oh, good morning, Tempula.
Morning, Khenpo.
Morning, Khenpo.
Morning. Okay, almost ready. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to do the opening prayer. Oh, Mother Sentient Beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstacles who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation of nations. May the experience of happiness be separate from suffering, the seven away, establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious Buddhahood. O Mother Sentient Beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstacles who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation of nations. May the experience of happiness be separate from suffering, the seven away, establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious Buddhahood. Dala dangwara zibe da nubar zibe ge tarpa dang tam jen jen be bar de ju bar ze ba dam je je zo zebe manam ga dang nyam be sim jen dam je de wa dang de dong ar dang ro nyor de la na me ba yang da bar zo be san jo Rinpoche Dobaraza, Dasandra achieving enlightenment. I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. We take refuge in the Kandaru Lama and the lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deity of Mandalas or Yadams. We take refuge in the glory exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dakas and Dakinis and the Dhamma gardens, possessors of the eye of wisdom. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the example of the Bodhisattvas. As previous Buddhas embodied enlightened mind and progress in the Bodhisattva's path, are true for the benefit of all sentient beings, giving birth to bodhicitta and apply myself to complete the stage of the path. In the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha most excellent. I take refuge until enlightenment is reached by the merit of Janarasta and other good deeds. May I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all Mother Sentient Beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering, the causes of suffering. May they never be suffering from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. I bow down respectfully with my body, speech, and mind for faithful to all Tathangatas in the 10 directions. Those who have already reached Tathagata state, those who are reaching at present, and those Tathagata still to come. Through the power of Samadabhara's prayers, may all Buddhas manifest vividly in my mind. I prostrate to them, multiply in my body as many times as there are atoms of the earth. In each atom, I visualize as many Buddhas as there are atoms, surrounded by countless Bodhisattvas. Thus, all space is filled with Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. I praise all Buddhas through manifesting, chanting, expressing the great ocean of their excellent qualities. To all Buddhas, I make offering of arrows, pure flowers, flower garland of music, anointing oils, manifesting light and fragrant incense. I make offering to them of fun, garments performed the proper, high as Momeru, and orange the most beautiful way. I visualize the highest and most extensive offerings and offer them with great faith to all Buddhas. I prostrate to Buddhas and make offering to them following the deeds of the great Bodhisattva Samantabhadra. I confess to you, Buddhas, whatever negative actions I have committed due to the power of anger, desire, and ignorance. I rejoice in the merit of all the Buddhas and the 10 directions of great Bodhisattvas and the Pakshika Buddhas, those who have attained Aharashya, those who have entered the path of Aharashya, and all other beings. I request to all great protectors and Buddhas to turn the highest way of Dharma as the light dispelling the darkness of beings in the 10 directions and leading them gradually to the enlightened states. Supplicate those Buddhas intending to pass into Parinirvana, lowing long for as many eons as there are atoms of the earth, in order to benefit all beings. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying for the sake of enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. The ground is sprinkled with the scented water, and strewn with the flowers. It is adorned with the Meru, the spring mountain, the four continents, and the sun and the moon. As Buddha fear I offer it, may all sentient beings attain the happiness of the Buddha fears. To the lamas who possess the Tirikayas, I offer altar, inner and sacred offerings, with my body, worth, and all that is visible. Please grant me supreme realization, enlightenment. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying, for the sake of the enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. Om Guru Rena Mandala Panzamanga Samandra Savarena Samaya Ahom. I echo refuge, on name of the world. Your fame provides the 3,000 words. You are the victor, Vajradhara, widow I dropped. I bow at the feet of Father Jikisongo. Continually I think of no one but you. Compassionate one grant your blessings. Dispel the darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I can realize unliberated nature of mine. Please turn the way of Dharma of the two vehicles and their combination according to disposition and likewise the mental capacity of sentient beings. Manjushri, long press to Manjushri. His wisdom is brilliant like the sun, free of the clouds of two worlds, and perceive the various steps of knowledge in the true nature. For this reason, he holds the wisdom text at his heart. He has a compassion for all beings who suffer from the darkness of ignorance and the prison of samsara as a father for our only son. Like a thunderclap, he awakens those who are sleeping in ignorance and losing the charm of karma. Through the 60th branch of Haramane speech, he wears the wisdom sword to cut the settling of suffering and to dispel the darkness of confusion. In the Bodhisattva form, he is pure from beginningless time, fully accomplished the 10 levels, and perfect in the embodiment of our knowledge. Supplicate you, Manjushri, adorned by the 112 Sons of Buddha, to dispel the darkness of my ignorance. We have really big thunders here. Om Arapatanade, 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 Om Arapatanade. Om Arapazanade, Om Arapazanade, Om Arapazanade, Om Arapazanade, Om Arapazanade, Om Arapazanade, Om Wangeshoram, Om Wangeshoram, Om Wangeshoram. You who are the perfect, youthful body, whose flame of wisdom blesses, and dispel the darkness of worldly ignorance. I posted before you and press you, Manjur Shiri. Tangge doje shaje reisen dong yinje nada deje bonjong basar je lambo tawar jipe go shaje jarbe shala sorwande. Jagara benje bola garen je pe manjone galan de dong me dada lano simpe kanonze. Orjin rumbo jala sorwande, dorjin chanjin telo naro tang, marpa mala chi je gambo ba. Pamo jeba jerwa di gombe, gaju lama nanla sorwande, rome chi je yenje borang ne, te song sang je kenje ngowo nye. Ransam je ge ngong song tong ze be, zawe lama jala sorwande. Good morning, everyone. Happy Mother's Day. Okay, so today, first we're going to meditate. We're going to celebrate Mother's Day. Okay, so how do we celebrate Mother's Day, followed by the spiritual? The celebrating Mother's Day is this one is for benefit ourselves, also benefit our mothers. Not only the present mothers, we can benefit all mother sentient beings. I think today good time to do this meditation, and then I'm going to share the continue the yesterday teaching. First, we meditate. This meditation is called how to meditate on love. So we meditate love, appreciate all our mothers. We have to recognize our mother's kindness, and then we can connect with our mothers. Also, that actually benefit to our mothers, sentient beings, and also benefit for us. So I'm going to share with you what you have to do. You close your eye and you meditate. Sit correctly, posture, listen carefully what I'm saying, and cultivate meditation. So this meditation is not same as the yesterday I sharing you the meditation. This meditation is different. This meditation is called analytical meditation, cultivating meditation. Part of the vipassana too. Vipassana has analytical meditation and rest in mind meditation, the two sections. This is the part of the vipassana analytical meditation. Buddhahood is attained because of bodhicitta, which is brought forth out of compassion. Compassion is brought forth out of love. Therefore, we first meditate on cultivate love to contract the tendency for attachment to the bliss of nirvana. We meditate on extraordinary love and compassion. When love and compassion are awakened in our mind stream, confused projections on the path will be dispelled. The essence of love is basic kindness. This means longing for all sentient beings to have happiness and the causes of happiness. This intention should be cultivated along with equanimity, starting with one's present mother and expanding out to embrace all beings equally. First, we bring our present mother to the forefront of our mind and reflect on the kindness she has shown us. In the beginning, there's the kindness of growing and sustaining our body. From the time of conception up to birth. She carried us in her womb through the embryonic stages. And our bodies were literally formed out of her own flesh and blood, and the vital essence of the food she eats. From the moment we begin growing inside her body up through the times she gave birth, our mother bore pain, discomfort, and other sufferings to bring us into the world. Thinking, what would I do if my baby suffers any harm? She avoided anything that would endanger us or causes us to experience discomfort. When we were first born, we looked like these unsightly, alien creatures, but she did not see this because her love is so strong. She did not forsake us. Instead, she lovingly took us onto her lap, cleaned us after we first emerged from the womb, and later from our human ways, warmed us up with her body heat. Nursed us and fed us when we were hungry. clothe us and cover us when we were cold. And care for us when us with loving care until adulthood. Cherishing us like her own heart and eyes. Meditate on this kindness. Nor think of the kindness our mother has shown us by giving us life. To sustain our life, our mothers protected us from anything that would endanger it, such as elemental disturbances, warpings, machinery, and so forth. Similarly, our mother brought supportive conditions together, such as doctors and so forth. They would keep us from getting sick or prevent untimely death. Meditate on this kindness. No, think of the kindness our mother has shown us by teaching us what to adopt and what to abstain from. None of us come into this world knowing how to feed or clothe ourselves. Our parents taught us to eat when we did not know how, taught us to get dressed when we did not know how. They taught us to walk when we could not walk. They taught us to speak when we did not know, or by speaking songs like Mama, Papa, and so forth. They taught us everything, even how to wipe away our own urine and faces when we went to the bathroom. They taught us to avoid all things that were harmful and to adopt beneficial actions. Meditate on all this kindness. No thing of the kindness our mother has shown us by the sacrifices she has made for us, and how she has undergone difficulties on our behalf. Even if our mother found it difficult to provide food for herself, she worked arduously to make sure she could feed and sustain her children. Our mother gave us the best of everything, the best drinks, the best clothing, parting with what she would normally never be able to give up. A mother will forbear or suffering for the sickness. A mother will forbear or suffering for the sake of ensuring the life and well-being of her children. In order to care for the children, parents are willing to go through any expense, difficulty, and suffering. They exert themselves in all kinds of work, whether business or agriculture, or whatever job they can find. Even forgetting about their own parents. The mother and the father are totally engrossed in the child. With loving expressions, they get up in the child. When they call the child, they use the sweetest, gentlest tone of voice. Meditate on this kindness. Our mother of this life actually has been our mother many times before. Buddha said that even the awakened ones cannot count the number of times one being has been the mother of another being. When we think in this way, we will arrive at the point of longing from our hearts for our poor old mother to have happiness and well-being. Our love, concern for our mothers will feel overwhelming to us. To the point where the little hairs on our body will stand on end and the tears will well up in our eyes. Until we reach such a state, we need to continue to meditate on the kindness of our mother. When such love is born in our minds for our present mother, then we should reflect that each of us has taken countless bodies in samsara for lifetimes without the beginning until now. Therefore, we have had countless mothers besides this one. When we realize this, in appreciation for the equalness of sentient beings is born. We realize that all sentient beings have treated us with kindness before, just as our present mother has. Then we should visualize in front of ourselves all sentient beings. Those numbers are infinite and fill all of space. Without bias or discrimination, we bring them all into our heart. We cultivate equally strong love for all of them, longing for them to have happiness and well-being, and we meditate until our love encompasses them all. There are some individuals who find it difficult to feel love for the kind parents, but you can cultivate love even for those who have not benefited you much. You can think of your lover or your child that you love and cherish from your heart. You can meditate on them as the essence of love, and in that way, single-pointedly cultivate and grow your love. Gradually, you can expand it out to include all sentient beings. The sign your cultivation of love has been successful is that you do not feel any bias or discrimination among beings, whether they are appearing as your enemies, loved ones, or strangers. If you feel discriminations between your feelings of love and carry towards different sentient beings, you should reflect as follows. My mother of this present life has been my enemies in other lifetimes. My enemies in this life has treated me with kindness and benefited me in previous lives as my own mother. Keep applying yourself to the cultivation of love for all beings until you can see all of them without discrepancy as your own mothers. The benefit is that it becomes a source of well-being and happiness for yourself and others. Thank you, everyone. So that's the very happy Mother Day celebration. Recognize all our mothers and sentient beings' kindness. And now I'm going to share with you the follow the teaching. Yesterday teaching, the lamp to dispel darkness in instruction that points directly to the very essence of mind. In the tradition of the old realization ones. So yesterday I shared with you, this is called special instruction for the lay practitioners. So even the person has no educations, do know the other teachings, philosophies, still you can enlightenment. Use this practice. This teaching is come from Mapam Rinpoche, so his kindness, his wisdom, then arise this teaching due to the Manjushri's blessing. So that's why we quote supplication to Manjushri. So essence of our Guru, the Manjushri is like 3 times Buddha's wisdom. Supplication, meditate, yidam deity, and then you have to practice this teaching. So this practice, when you this teaching is directly to meditate. Meditation is so yesterday we share the when you meditate, usually you just into, mind resting, release your thoughts. So release your emotions, but your mind just resting there, not really recognizing still your own nature. Still you're not really seeing your own nature. That's why the first, this statement is like how to recognize our own nature and how to remove the ignorance. So this first statement, this section is like people who don't have guru's instructions, and then they're just usually, follow the basic meditations teachings. Someone who don't have Pita instructions, so they're kind of stuck this area. No thoughts, no emotions, but mind is just a door, and you don't really seeing your nature. Be in that state, like you can be eons, but still you cannot become Buddha. So be that way is actually only benefit in this life, could be benefit future life, reborn to higher realms, become you are more calm and different the other just people, means like less emotions, kind of more calmness, calm person. Then that kind of, future life benefit. Of course, this life benefit is no stress out, and your mind is always relaxed, happy. But that meditation still cannot purify karma to take to the Buddhahood. That's actually many meditators' problem. Even we think we meditating Mahamudra, but still we stuck in that kind of, level. So that's why we really need this instruction. I share with you this once, but you have to read again. So luckily we have this English translation. Also, we have a Chinese translation. We have many also Chinese students in another group. So someone kindness, they're sharing the translation to them. So we have this Chinese translation, English translations. Maybe, I don't know, the Spanish could be has. So we have these translations. We have to use this, have to read sometimes again. If you cannot read every day, but kept these teachings, like what I share, a couple of different teachings with you, then this kind of, when you have time, you read, and then sometimes like when you wake up morning, meditate, when you go sleep, meditate before. So that keeps this practice maintaining your practice. Daytime, whole day is harder to keep maintaining practice because we don't have that kind of used already. Some higher practitioners, they can be 24 hours in the meditation state. They can follow the eating meditation, they can be talking meditation, they can be walking meditation, they can cooking meditation. So they can driving meditation, drive the car, meditate. So everything is they put into the meditation states. So that kind of person means like who has already really used to habituate. Then they can do that. And that time then just they really recognize what kind of, mind is like thoughts, emotions arising. So right away they're liberating all the thoughts and the emotions. We don't have that level abilities, but we can use this like when you wake up or when you go sleep. So if you do this when you go to sleep, you can go sleep very easy. That's I recognize. So sometimes we have thoughts and then we cannot go sleep, right? The best method is meditate. Long as you're really into the meditation, you can easily go sleep too, fast sleep too. Because you remove all the thoughts. Then when you wake up, also use this meditation. A good thing is like something you have memorized prayers. Like that's why I recommend always supplication Tara prayer you memorize. Long as you have memorized that prayer, then that prayer is actually what I shared these teachings. All essence is the supplication Tara. The daily, you can use like your practice. I share this absolute true Manjushri, Genje Mahamudra, Pongtang instruction, overwhelming, and all this also learn to dispel darkness. How to this practice daily. So you memorize supplication Tara. And then focus each words that you practice all these teachings. Then sometimes when you have time, you read just all these teachings again once. So that really helps like your, reminding again and kept with the teaching instruction. You can maintain your practice. Otherwise, you listening one time, you just then leave the book in the bookshelves, so you forget what you have. So then maybe next year I say I'm going to teach this one. You say, oh, I need sadhana teaching. Actually, you have at your home, but you don't recognize. So like that kind of always happening for us, because the main point we don't use after teaching. We cook lots of food, but we don't eat. Yeah. So you go to grocery, you buy lots of food, but bring all put in the refrigerator. Your refrigerator is very full, but still your hunger. Then some people maybe not cooking, that's why hunger. Some people cooking, but not eating. So that means like you cultivating, but not really meditating. Okay, so that's why listening, teaching is the same as you go to grocery, buy the food. Listening, teaching. Then cooking is the same as cultivating. Eating is the same as meditation. Yeah. So we have to follow by one, step by step. If you don't listening, then you cannot cultivate, you cannot meditate. If you don't buy the food, then what are you going to cook? You don't have food to cook, right? You go to first have to buy the food. So like that, you have to listening, teaching first. And then we have to cultivate and meditate. So this teaching is very short. Always split instruction that means like short, not long. Short teachings, this kind of teachings, then we have to practice more. If you listening 1 hour, you have to cultivate 100 hours. You have to meditate many years. So like that. That is called pit instruction. So then yesterday just we share is this ordinary village yogi king without too much difficulty. So if we don't have to give up your home, you don't have to get monastic vows, and you can stay your home, you can keep your job, you can keep your family, still you can be enlightenment, practice this teaching. So that's why it's like not need too much difficulty. Yeah, without too much difficulty, reach to level of Vijayadhara, become Buddhahood. That's why this is called such a profound path teaching. Then yesterday we shared this one. I just go a little bit go through again because Otherwise, you also forget, I'm also forget too. And helps reminding again, then go to continue. This instruction, the crack open the egg share of ignorance. The main point is that just, instruction that cracks open the egg share of ignorance. Because we stuck in the darkness. We not seeing our nature. Even you meditate, you become resting, but you're not seeing your nature. You don't have enough awareness. So that is not our problems. Most meditators' problem also, without this Mahamudra, Dzogchen, and Mayaminka teachings, other any teaching cannot go beyond in that. So non-Buddhists also cannot go beyond in this. That's why they're stuck here. They have meditations, but they're not beyond in that. Also, Buddhists have many teaching meditations. Only Mahamudra, Dzogchen, the same actually. Okay, Mayaminka teaching that three really helps beyond in this. The Mayaminka don't share you like that right, directly. So Mayaminka is sharing you very hard, more investigating. This point is like just taking you to result there. They don't show you the result first. You have to create the result first. Then Mahamudra Dzogchen, they show you the result directly. That's the difference. When I received this teaching from Khenpo Master, I told you yesterday, I meditate, but I really still don't know why that is the truth. So I thought meditation was correct because another Order Lama helped me, your meditation is correct. So I thought it's correct, but still I don't know why I have to do that. Why is that the truth and why we have to meditate like that? But I have that question, I meditated. Anyway, then when to share the study, Mayaminka teachings become that these instructions really helps. Okay, so then Mayaminka teaching, all this investigating intellectual is taking into this suchness nature. Then I can find the reasoning, I can find my questions. Answer is there. So all answers come from the Mayaminka teaching. So it's become very clearly, then I understand, okay, everything's emptiness, right? So then every sentient being says nature, Buddha nature, that nature also empty. We have that, we have to recognize that. And how to recognize that, then use meditate. So the before that, the Buddha means like somewhere else. And ourself is just ordinary, and we have to pray Buddha, he's going to help us. That's also just correct temporarily. But you're going to accept like this kind of teachings, that is so basic teaching. And you accept this one, then you know other also just important, but not the true highest level, inner level. So then Mayaminka teaching really clarify all these dots, because every is teaching Mayaminka is investigating, analyze, and debating with our thoughts, our doubts. So they give all the answers, clarify. So then you go back to again Mahamudra Dzogchen, then you really see all the essence teachings, like special Mahamudra Dzogchen means so essence of all the teaching. If you don't go hiking up to the mountain, so you don't like see the the Lachimoma, Torchimoma, the Tenime. Well, the Tibet has one example, good one, but I don't know how to put English there. If you don't do something, you don't recognize. The main point is, if you study all these Mayamika teachings, then you recognize this is how easy, simple, performed. But if you don't study Mayamika teachings, then you don't recognize this is how essay and simple, easy. If don't go through something difficulties, then you don't recognize your joy and happy. Yeah. Okay, so that's like the just example, kind of like that. And this is a very simple, like less words, main point, meditators, how to follow instruction. This rigpa. So generally yesterday we talked about rigpa. It's called loma ten. Loma ten is like you don't have a clear understand. You don't know what you're really doing. You just mind is stuck with the door, and resting, but you don't see in your nature. And then main point, Mahavana Rinpoche say, you have to look into that, who is the resting, the door mind. You have to look to that mind. So then you'll see that mind, that is called rigpa. It's that section is like yesterday I shared with you, just hard to using the words to explain. But when you meditate, practice, then you really understand that part, you have to do. Because if you meditate, like you just rest in mind, then long as you have this instruction, you know how to look into that mind. Yeah. So then you know how to look in that mind is clear, is present, awareness. So then recognize that and be in that nature. As Tibet is yesterday said somewhere is a path, and like just maintaining that, recognize and maintaining that. But easily like you mind create percepts or thoughts. Oh yeah, this is kind of something, then you lost again. So that's always happening, but there are more instructions coming for that, how to go through that. Yeah. Then yesterday, the most important is here is the king of aspirit, no king of the Samantha Buddha prayer. So that's we always chant Samantha Buddha prayer. There also says it's a blank state, devoid of any thoughts, whatsoever. That is marikpa. We have a blank space, the cause of delusion. So that mind is not seeing their own, then that become drawness. That is become create the dualistic thoughts. That's why all samsaric beings come from. When the beginning, that says like beginning, the rigpa arise, the sentient beings didn't recognize rigpa clear. They be in the darkness. Then that create all the delusions, become arise samsara. Where is this Samantha Buddha come from? So rigpa arise, the seeing their nature, then that is become Buddha. The king example or Vajradhara means Buddha. So that is the first Buddha. Okay, that is called come from the nirvana. Yeah. You read the Samantha Buddha prayer, there has these informations. The darkness mind create samsara. Rigpa is enlightenment. So that is the Mahamudra Dzogchen's, like where is this samsara come from? Where is this enlightenment come from? source is. Yeah. Then therefore, this is the, yesterday I was sharing with you the aspiration prayer of Samedabara says a blank state, devoid of any thoughts whatsoever. That is marikpa. So that's cause of a delusion. Therefore, when mind experiences this kind of draw state that lacks any thought or mental activity, by allowing your intention to turn naturally and gently towards one who is aware of this state, the one who is not thinking, you discover the pure awareness of rigpa. So now you use that instruction, meditate, then rigpa arises, rigpa. So when it's rigpa is arises, then you crack open the eggshell of ignorance. That is the samsara come from and enlightenment come from the basic space, and kind of more important instruction. Okay. So any nation of outside or inside unimpeded and open like the clear sky. So that means then you really recognize your own rigpa. Now we go to today's instruction. That's I want to just remind you again yesterday most important section. Today we are in the instruction for cutting through the web of samsaric existence. So this section in the bottom of the page, I don't know which page you have. So you could also say that the state of mental blindness we look at either is undescribable. So that we lived there yesterday, right? We stopped there yesterday. So this section is actually followed by the upper one before this statements. When you gain this kind of realization, you understand that this nature of reality has always been this way, timelessly, that is not created by any causes or conditions, and that it never undergoes any kind of tradition or transaction or change in the past, present, or future. At the same time, you cannot find even the tiniest fraction of something called mind that is separate from this nature. So this the last, something called mind that is separate from this nature. When you meditate, you have to look to in this present moment mind. So that have to be with awareness. You have to seeing that mind, no past, no future, anything, just present moment mind. You have to recognize that is actually rigpa. No rigpa is any other than that, our present moment mind. So the Buddha nature also the present moment mind, not any other than that. Sometimes we don't pay attention to our present moment mind. So we think another way to looking, try to find a rigpa, but not possible. And you just have to be present and look to that mind. That if you really seeing that mind, nature is called rigpa. If that mind is resting, draw, then that is called marikpa. So you don't really recognize nature. So then that nature, present moment of mind, you could also say that the state of mental blindness, we look at either as indescribable, but it looks decisiveness. Since you are completely unable to describe it in any way. Rigpa, on the other hand, so this present moment of mind is can be blindness or can be rigpa. Yeah. So blindness, marikpa is no any other than your present moment of mind. Rigpa also no any other than your present moment of mind. That's why it's here saying you could also say that the state of mental blindness, that's all yesterday we explained. We look at either is undescribable. So that's also hard to talk because no thoughts, no emotions, but hard to describe, saying, but no clear awareness. But it lacks decisiveness. Since you are completely unable to describe it in any way, that is the actually negative. Because you don't recognize your present moment of mind, nature. You just, no thoughts, no emotions be there. It's dullness. That you cannot really share to describe, put in the words, but it's actually not true nature you recognize. No rigpa, on the other hand, it is in essence undescribable. So both are actually very similar. Both cannot describe the positive and negative, both are cannot put in the words to describe indescribable, but at the same time, it has a decisive quality that cuts through any doubt about what is indescribable. So, actually, this rigpa also you cannot describe, undescribable. But when you really see that nature, you no doubts, because you really knows your own experience. 100% you get certainty. You know yes, exactly, that's it. No doubts. That's the yesterday I shared with you the when we meditated with another lama, so old lama, he's meditator. He said yes, that's it. That kind of the you meditate, you get your own experience, no doubts. That is the true nature you're seeing. Other is you don't have that kind of confidence. Marikpa, you don't have that kind of confidence about what is indescribable. So there is a huge difference between these two kinds of describability. Both cannot put words to describe, but when you meditate, it's become totally different your own experience. So another one is like sun shines, you seeing clearly. Another is just you are in the darkness, don't seeing, but you're resting, you're not doing anything, and you just in the darkness. That kind is difference. Both are hard to describe, sharing put in the words. But that means like this section, you cannot show the share the like teaching and showing you describably. But when you meditate, this part is like you have to get your own experience. The meditators only recognize that section. That's why also many meditators not sharing this Dzogchen Mahamudra, that shared teaching is special insight meditation, intellectual part. Because you don't have the basic intellectual teaching, many meditators are stuck in that state. If you're stuck in that state, then you know someone is like has really recognizing meditator and someone stuck there. The saying kind of words is very similar. You know, some has a really good meditator, they know like they're seeing the rigpa. Some stuck in this kind of dullness. So I asked the question, this both, that whatever they're sharing, saying words for me is kind of the same. That's why hard to we recognize. We don't, words cannot, you know, clearly describe this part. And in Tibet has the history about this section. So during the Khenpo Samdup Rinpoche, he went to in Tibet. He established Dharma in Tibet. So he teach meditation in started teaching meditation in Tibet. Then, so when he passed away, before he prophesied in the Khenpo Samdup for the Khenpo Samdup. He told Khenpo Samdup, I'm going to pass away after, you know, my teaching get complicated. Means in this part is become that there, you know, is obstacle. So no one knows how to clarify that. You invite Kamalashila. He's my disciple in India. So that's the Shintarakita he prophesies to Khenpo Samdup. And then he passed away after, and one called monk, Hashang, he is from China. He come to Tibet. He shared the meditation. He shared words, everything is correct. They meditate. Meditators know any experience they get. They meditate what he's sharing, and the people read all these Buddha's texts, look, his words is the same thing. So then who can clarify this? Only realize the meditators can clarify that part, not the, you know, like teaching, like words can clarify there. So that's why then the Shintarakita, when he was in Tibet, he's sharing teaching, this Hashang sharing is different. So Hashang main point, he said, don't think about anything. Positive and negative, both are not good. Yeah. So positive and negative, both are not good. Just don't think anything, stay. Yeah. Don't thinking about anything. Stay means just kind of a stay, like what yesterday Mapam Rinpoche shares, dullness. Because you don't create wisdom. Just stay means dullness, just stay, meditate. So then Shintarakita, when he was in Tibet, his sharing is not like that way. He used more intellectual first and then go to the, you know, like when you rest in mind, also he usually don't say like just stay positive and negative, both are, you know, there's the don't think about anything, just stay, like he don't say like that. Just the main point, Shintarakita, he followed the relative truth and absolute truth, the separate sections. So step by step, he's sharing teachings. This Haishang, when he shared the teaching, he don't follow the step by step. He just said, don't think about anything. Just close your, you know, eye and mind. Shut down your mind. That's it. Very important kind of. So that's why then, going to Samdup, he invited again Kamalashila from India. So Kamalashila come to in Tibet. When we have a tankas, Kamalashila tankas, so he has a walking stick, you know, something like he using in his head, like pulling up to like this way, you know, in head. So that means like that debating, showing, you know, what they did, stories. So his tanka shows the story. When he come to in Tibet, he also have a doubt about debating with this Hashang, because Kamala Shila think I cannot maybe win with this guy. Maybe he's not that kind of, scholar and not sharp. He don't have a education. I cannot win. He don't want to debate with like just someone who don't have education. If the Hashang is uneducated, Kamala Shila think he cannot debating with that guy. So he has a little bit worry about when he come to Tibet. Then when these two meet together, Hashang and the Kamala Shila, the Kamala Shila testing Hashang first. He is the scholar or not. If he is the scholar, I can debate with him. If he is not scholar, I don't want to debate with him, No point and no possible I can win from him, So then his testing is like he used walking stick 3 times in the top of his head. So Hashang is not just an educational guy. He recognizes right away. He knows what the main point. He used his rope 3 times like shaking, and the skirt like bottom the rope he 3 times shake. So that means like Kamala Shila right away recognize his main point is 3 rams samsara. Where it's come from? So Hashang replay is 3 poisons. Sources, that's it. So then Kamala Shila very happy with debating with him. Okay, because Hashang is not just not education. Then the debating followed by all this Buddha's teaching and the use this all the meditation techniques. Then Hashang, of course, Kamala Shila, he has more education than Hashang. He has more experience than Hashang. Kamala Shila also prophesies by, Shingda Rachita. So that's why he's king winner. So then Kamala Shila wrote, Gomrem means like meditation stages. He wrote 3 different books, meditation books. So the meditation teaching, the books are very beautiful. He using more intellectual first. Hashang didn't want to use intellectual. He said, you don't have to use any intellectual, just resting mind. That's it. So Kamala Shila use all these intellectuals and then he going to taking into the non-conceptual meditation. Result is that's when I created the stage of meditation book and Vipassana, I use this followed by Kamala Shila, his meditation book. It's that's why this stage of meditation inside there we have the Vipassana section has 2 sections, analytical and resting mind. So then resting mind also, Kamala Shila didn't say just you stay resting. He practice is like followed by method and resting wisdom together. Not only falling to the emptiness, resting there. So he said use method, cultivate compassion first. So when this kind we meditate, not only just you go into the resting mind, you have to cultivate bodhicitta, beginning. Cultivate bodhicitta. We also I shared, love meditation, that kind of meditation you have to cultivate. And then go into meditation. In the meditation, also, when you have, kind of just different experience arise in the meditation. Sometimes you don't want to meditate. Sometimes like your mind is really dull. Sometimes your mind is really crazy. So much thoughts. So then during kind of that time, you have to go back to the method part. That is the Kamala Shila say, you have to go back to method. What means method? Then you have to visualize the Yidam deity. If your mind's too dull, and that means like ignorance is so strong, so you have to practice the Yidam deity, visualize the Yidam deity and the supplication guru, and then have to go back to meditate. So then your mind is kind of monkey mind, too much thoughts. That time also, then you have to cultivate loving kindness, and also have to think about, how this world is delusion. And we talk about the Genje Mahamudra. So Telopa told Naropa, all this world is delusion, and nothing is exist inherently permanently. So that kind, you have to cultivate impermanent, and cultivate impermanent, then meditate 4 thoughts, create compassion, and go back to resting natural mind. So that's all is Kamala Shila say, we have to apply during this meditation. Right now here sharing is only wisdom teaching. So wisdom with method have to go back and forth, kind of go back and forth. Not together, cannot be together. But sometimes the saying together means in the one section. You cannot do together. One section you can do both. That's what together means. So when you are in the resting mind, you cannot cultivate, right? Compassion, not possible. When you cultivate the compassion, you cannot rest in mind. So then how to do that together means before meditation. In the meditation, you'll get different kind of experience. You go back to again, cultivate loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, yadam deity, guru, all this kind of what you feel you need. You have to use that. Then you have to go back to again resting natural mind with rigpa, no dullness. Okay, use rigpa. Don't stay the dullness. Sometimes it's okay. If you have so much thoughts, then stay like no thoughts. It's okay. Example, you're too tired, yeah? You're just resting like your body and be there. Go that kind of, like it's okay temporarily, but you really have to look to who is resting that mind. You have to see that mind. Yeah. So not stuck all the time there. You have to recognize your rigpa. Then seeing the rigpa and be that no use in intellectual. Then just recognize being that maintaining. So that time then you really recognize own experience. So here's saying, you get own experience. It's totally different than dullness. So here, there is a huge difference between these two kinds of indescribability, like the difference between dullness and the perfect vision. Many meditators stuck this dullness. They don't have perfect vision. So how do you create a perfect vision? So I just share with you, apply many different methods. Cultivate loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, yadam dating, guru yoga, meditate 4 thoughts. That's all helps come into the perfect vision. Otherwise, you get dullness, stuck in the dullness. Create accumulation method, use method. So the Hashan, he didn't use method. That's why his problem. He stuck the section state, dullness state. This offers the creature point of distinguish between the alayas and the dharmakaya. Then if you stay dullness, that's alaya. Still you are samsara. Create enlightening qualities. You just stay even you are resting, but you are still in the alaya, in the samsara. Alaya is causes the source of the samsara. Dharmakaya is the source of the enlightenment. So then still you are in the alaya if you stay in the darkness and the perfect vision. So perfect vision is the dharmakaya. That's why these two is very similar. And that level, fake and rare, you don't recognize which one is correct, which one is rare, which one is fake. Because who shares teaching comes a very similar words. Then that's the reason we have to do Mingdo practice. Main point is not the create accumulation merit. You don't start in the darkness. You have to practice the love, kindness, compassion that helps not stuck in the darkness. So you can be free from darkness. You get the clearness, clear awareness. Okay, so now Dharmakaya. Then, therefore, because the terms like ordinary mind, mental, non-doing, inexperienciable, and so on are used in two different ways. So the words is the same, but one is a fake, just mean point, one is a rare. And you create a company is two things, fake and rare one, right? So like that. It's you don't know the same level. Which one is fake, which one rare, you really don't know. Only who's the come from company person that knows qualities. So most people don't know which one is fake, which one is rare. That's why here is therefore because the terms like ordinary mind, mental, non-doing, inexperienciable, and so on are used in two different ways. Only one of which is authentic when you come to know the creature point of how some words can have a huge level of meaning. So words is the same, but meaning is totally different. That kind in that section level. That's why it's many people stuck there. You can come to experience the true meaning of the performed dharma. So main point, you have to really know which one is the true higher level meaning, or some words can have a higher level of meaning. You can come to experience the true meaning of the performed dharma. Words cannot make some difference, but you have to know what is the correct one, what is the incorrect one. You get your own experience. Make sense? Do you understand, right? It's clear there, I think. So this section, Mapam Rinpoche, when he shares, he has experience. So he knows what like people who is on educations stuck, where they stuck, what is the problem. So this is the main point is no intellectual before. People who going directly meditate to Dzogchen, yeah, then that kind of people going to stuck here. If you have Maya Minka teaching, if you have already intellectual part first, then you could be not stuck in that state. So you have to understand this is only for lay practitioner or the realizer, means all the people are educations, don't have much time to focus with the Dharma. So that kind of people have to use. Then that's why Mapam Rinpoche, he really clearly pointing them is which is the problem you're going to get. Someone has already intellectual meditation you know, then that kind of practitioner not going to stuck in this area. Okay. So then next one is maintaining teaching. So very important. When you meditate, you just think about this one. Okay, when resting in the essence of mind, some fear that what is to be maintained is a simple clarity. A simple awareness. And so there's subtle in a state of ordinary mental consciousness thinking. We have that problem. When you rest in mind, you think, oh, this is a clarity. Yes, this is. So that is you actually not conceptual mind. You know, you cultivating state, that is called conceptual, that is called dualistic mind. Because you have a subject and object there. Even not gross level subject and object, but subtle level subject and object you're creating. That part is really hard to go away when you meditate. So like you, they say, you know, like you're happy when you clarity. Yes, this is clarity, you're happy. This is the meditation, Mahamudra. Then become actually, you kind of almost hit the point, but right away you went into again in the dualistic view, percepts. It's because you don't know how to go into the resting nature. You kind of getting in there, but then you off right away because your subtle level concepts creating, you know, judgment are still. So that's why used to difference, awareness. And so that subtle in a state of ordinary mental consciousness become, because thinking, you know, it's thinking. You thinking, this is the clarity, it is Mahamudra. Then you're thinking that is become draw already ordinary mental, you know, consciousness, you thinking. This is a clarity. Some focus the intention on the awareness of on absorbing sense of emptiness, are thought their mind had become empty. See, that's also created thoughts emptiness. This mostly meditations go back into this, go back and forth, clarity or emptiness. So when clarity arises, you don't know how to maintain that. Your mind just easily grasping to that. Oh, that is the meditation clarity. You already fixation or grasping, kind of like you already the subject and the object created. They're ready. Conceptual mind become subtle level, but not gross level. And then when you meditate like empty, then you cannot be in that nature again. Oh yeah, this is emptiness. Exactly, this is the Mahamudra. Become already you thinking again. So you thinking that, then you lost again. That is become ordinary mental consciousness thinking again. So this truth is always like meditators stuck again problem. Means obstacle, or like, you know, you don't know how to go through that. If you can go through that, then that is called this instruction for cutting through the web of samsara existence. See, you can cutting through the web of samsara existence, then you really become into enlightened mind, no dualistic mind. So if you have that kind of perception subtle level there, still you are dualistic, subtle level dualistic there. Not too bad, but we have to go through that. Otherwise, you cannot, get into non-door states. Long as you meditate, you have to go through this. That is 100% sure. The doorness, you have to go through that. Then you, after doorness, you see in your mind, but then you seeing the clear, oh, that is the Mahamudra. Already you cultivating. Then when empty, so all is emptiness, this Mahamudra. You already go back to your mind is ordinary thoughts. Conceptual thoughts become create. So this is taking you step by step, guiding you like in the meditation. First problem is dullness. Second problem is we are stuck with this subtle level, thinking. Your mind still grasping or fixation to that subtle level thoughts. Means like experience you create that is become conceptual thoughts. So then how to let go of these two? Clarity, thinking about, oh, this is a Mahamudra clear. Let go of that mind. When emptiness arises, or is Mahamudra is empty, let go of that mind. If you can let go of that two concepts, then you are no door, no dualistic. That is that become called Dzogchen and Mahamudra. So, but in both cases, you thinking about clear or thinking about empty, both cases, there is some clinging to the dualistic experience of an aspect of ordinary mental consciousness. See, we are clinging to that. I think that word is more better. I didn't find the correct word. So clinging to the dualistic, to the, clarity or emptiness. If you let go of that too, then you are perfect. That part is hardest one, yeah? Let go. So you meditate like 100 times, example, 100 times. Maybe you can let go is 10 times. It's like maybe 2 minutes, 10 times you into the natural states, 10 times, 2 minutes each time. Then you are great already. Even you hit that point, all the time, but you're not really letting go, but you recognize what your problem. That's also great, actually. Then slowly you get maybe let go 1 minute, 1 day, okay? Then another day, maybe you let go 2 minutes. So increasing that way, also 100 days, like 1 hour, you can already let go. More than hour, almost 2 hours, you let go. That is the perfect become, see? So that section we have to maintain them, but hardest thing here, let go this section. Because we always this clinging to the dualistic experience of an aspect of ordinary mental consciousness. Then how to remove that? So this is the instruction here. That is just talk about the problem. Now, how to you go through that? Go through is like, if you don't go through that, then we are still in the, we are in the, stuck samsara still. You don't have instruction for cutting through the way of samsara existence. So we have to cut through the samsara. Then how to let go that one? When you find yourself in either of these states, look into inner nature, but Bab means like in the nature, you get into the clear, and then that clear is nature, empty also nature too. So then Bab of the subtle fixed intention, the clarity and the one perceive the clarity. Okay, so here is a tenika yishi cha zungzen yang shimba yimbe. This is sarvatan sarvanzengi tomada shiba tenzen ju drinewati pabl tene zungzen di shiba namchi ten person. So main point, we have to look into that again. So mind, become clinging to the clarity. That the clinging mind, clarity, that mind you have to recognize. And also like clinging to the emptiness. So that clinging, that mind you have to recognize. So that's why it's here, it says, look into the inner nature. Part of that subtly fixated intention, subtly, fixation to clarity or emptiness, the clarity and the one perceiving. So who perceiving the clarity? The clarity, the emptiness, and the one perceiving the emptiness. So both are same thing. You can perceive the emptiness or you can perceive the clarity. And by doing so, you were taking away the support for the ordinary consciousness that perceive things dualistically. So then you find yourself in either of these states. Log into inner nature part of that, you have to log to that perceiving emptiness, who perceiving clarity. You have to look to that nature. Make sense or no? Become more confused or no? Everyone okay, yeah? Hope so. So this the first part is the method. When you find yourself in either of these states, log into the inner nature. You have to log to the inner nature of the subtly fixated intention. So subtly fixation is clarity or emptiness, yeah? Then the clarity and the one perceiving the clarity, the emptiness, and the one perceiving the emptiness. And by doing so, you will take away. If you really see that, and then you take away the support for the ordinary consciousness. So then you really take out subtle level ordinary mind. Sorry about the phone calls. Stop some reasons. I don't know the teaching. Okay, so you were taking away the support for the ordinary consciousness. So you really take out ordinary mind. Then you are in the no doula state, no door. If until that we cannot take that, until that our mind is still ordinary mind, because the dualistic view, dualistic perception, conceptual. So then, long as you use this method, you will take away the support for the ordinary consciousness that perceive things dualistically. Then, if you can deceivably recognize inner nature of your own mind in all its nakedness, clear and open. So you really seeing then your nature. If you can, this is the part is the result of the, meditation or understanding. So when you can decisively recognize in the nature of your own mind in all its nakedness, clear and open, without any limit or center, and a state of lucid clarity arises. That is what is called the very essence of rigpa. With this as rigpa, the covering layer of experiences involving clinging. Its pure and pristine wisdom is laid bare. This was the instruction for cutting through the web of contradiction existence. So that is the most important part too. Essence of the rigpa. You know, essence of the Dzogchen, essence of the Mahamudra. So this section you also have to read again, you know. Then when you meditate, you really know what you have problems. So until your meditation is like up to in this level. So if you can decisively recognize, you know, the inner nature of your own mind, in all its nakedness, clear and open, that is the just kind of more important words, like usually the Dzogchen and Mahamudra, you know, teaching, sharing this nakedness and the clear and open. So your mind is like no any thoughts, become really pure, free from ordinary mind. It's really into the rigpa, so that is become called nakedness. Then that's clear and open. Become because no dualistic. That's why it's clear and open. Long as you have dualistic conceptual, then no clear, no open. You have already boundaries, you know, or dualistic views. So that is the samsara and the Buddha's means like difference is Buddha's mind is nakedness, clear and open. Our ordinary people mind is dull and dualistic, conceptual. Without any limit or center. See that nature mind is without any limit. Buddha's mind is limited. Our mind is limited. We don't have wisdom because limited. We don't know what happened tomorrow because mind is limited. Capacity, you know, limited. We don't see the past, we don't recognize future, right? We don't see the future, like we don't know what happened tomorrow. So that is mind, our mind is limited, no wisdom. Buddha has omniscient wisdom, his mind is unlimited. He can see past, he can see future, you know, 3 times is clearly seeing. Then center, center is our mind has boundaries. You know, in the Buddha mind is open without any limits or center, no center, and a state of lucid clarity arises. Then true nature, omniscient wisdom is arises. Because no dualistic, the dualistic is the obstacle for wisdom. Long as we have dualistic thoughts, then we don't have omniscient wisdom. That is what is called the very essence of rigpa. That is called rigpa, essence of rigpa. It's essence called Buddha nature. With this, as rigpa, she's the covering layer of rigpa, she's the covering layer of. So we have the many layers of. We have so many obstacles, like also follow this in meditation one by one, obstacle or the main meditations, what to say, maybe obstacle also correct. Or we have this go through many layers, get into the rigpa. So the biggest we stuck in the drula state, the dullness, and then also we are really stuck with the fixation to the clarity or fixation to the emptiness. So long as you free from that, then she's the cover layer of experiences involving clinging. It's pure and pristine wisdom is laid bare. So then really arise wisdom, chance. This was the instruction for cutting through the web of condition existence. This is the instruction, cutting the samsara. So become nirvana, free from samsara. So now you know what means samsara means what means like enlightenment. Samsara is dualistic, come from dullness mind. Yeah. The enlightenment is come from rigpa, recognizing nature, free from dullness. So then that is all is like dependent individual, right? We can be samsara, we can be enlightened. We have a choice. We wanted to be fake or we wanted to be rare. So the fake is a samsara, rare is enlightenment. Because why is fake is a samsara? Samsara is not true. That's why it's fake. Usually Garchen Rinpoche use like ice blocked. That is fake because due to the condition. And the water is rare, not due to the condition, just truth like come from directly from the earth, water. No ice come from the earth, right? Directly. So water is rare, ice is fake. So like that, the samsara is fake and enlightenment is a rare truth. So why then we have become samsara? Because due to the conditions. So condition is we don't recognize dualistic, the best on the dualistic, and then grasping, then emotions, all the layers, very strong samsara, create very strong. That's why it's the break the samsara is not easy. Have to take all these layers, then go back to our rare nature, not stay in the fake state. We have to go back to the true nature, rare nature. That's what we want. So meditators' goal is to go back to the reality, truth nature, not stay in the fake. If we stay in the fake, we are endless delusions. So never end suffering. Then go back to the true nature, already gone. The delusions, suffering is exhaust. Okay, that is the instruction today. Then if you have any questions, we can talk about question and answer. So the next Saturday, we can finish this one. Next Saturday. Coming Saturday.
Right, wonderful, Khenpo. There's a couple questions in the chat. People have asked if you can share the Mother's Day prayer. If that's possible, we can all put it up on our different websites.
Mother's Day prayer?
Yeah, the prayer you did at the beginning.
Oh, that is in the stage of meditation book.
Okay.
So not the sadhana.
Okay, that's wonderful.
I use this one.
Oh, okay. Great. Awesome. Okay. Yeah.
And so that's the most important. I think we recognize like mother's kindness in the Mother's Day. You practice is more effective. I think powerful. This prayer has each day terms have like power means like you really connect with that day, strongly.
Okay.
So that's why your Mother's Day you cultivate all this mother's kindness, loving kindness. So then if your mother is passed away, so you can help them. And God, that is the you can only way to can help your mothers. You can benefit your mothers. If your mothers exist, also you can only that way to get the truly benefit that way. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone asked about the lung. If you could give the lung for this teaching. They can't come next weekend, so I wondered if you could do it today.
Oh. Today I didn't have a plan to do that.
Okay.
So next week I do, but today no. Today I don't have plan to do. First have to finish the teaching.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you. Next question. How does one recognize a state of lucid clarity when it arises?
Oh, have to use this instruction and then meditate. So that only helps like you just through your own experience, you have to gain your own experience. Have to meditate more and more, practice more and more, habituate. So then you really recognize. Otherwise, if you no meditate, no habituate, if I talk years, just same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the other part of the question was, how do we do that without concepts? So basically, it's just practice, is what you're saying?
What is?
They said, okay, so if we can recognize it, how do we avoid concepts in recognition? And I'm thinking your answer is practice.
Yeah, it's just have to practice and practice, then you know so how to recognize and go through that.
Okay. Is cutting through the same as trekcho?
Yes.
Okay. So what's the difference between Dzogchen and Mahamudra?
Oh, I really don't know how different. The only I see the lineage is different. And the words you're saying a little bit different. When we share the Mahamudra, they don't say anything about the rigpa, right? Always say nature mind. So Chikyu also, there's the meaning is there, Mahamudra, but only Dzogchen use Chikyu means like that kind of words. But Mahamudra is cutting through, like, the kind of words is different, but as main point always the same there, I think.
And then the next one is, when I try and rest in rigpa, it seems that all phenomena are the play of energy inside of it, like scenes inside a snow globe. My body and other phenomena seem merely like bystanders. Is that the point? Or am I falling into delusion?
Oh, that's I don't know. I really cannot give answer that one. So I wanted to maybe talk with the person we can individually.
Okay.
So I don't know to give you right now.
So Andrew, maybe you can email whoever you got the link from and they can connect you with Khenpo. And then thank you, Khenpo. People say there is no Trek Cho without empowerment. Is empowerment a part of this text?
Empowerment of this text, you mean?
Is this teaching an empowerment to do the practice, I guess?
Actually, all the empowerment is give you to do this. Empowerment also pointing, introducing you are Buddha. So no, this one is like you have to meditate.
Okay. Next one is, I understand it's important to cultivate both Yidam deity and Mahamudra Dzogchen meditation. Can one cultivate just one and reach enlightenment?
Oh, cultivate one?
Yeah. So either Yidam deity or Mahamudra Dzogchen.
Oh, I can say yes or no. It's like it's a dependent person who the recognizing, the how to the answers come from, because maybe totally thinking about the Yidam deity and Mahamudra, there is the misunderstanding. Yidam deity nature essence is Mahamudra. Mahamudra is a rising form body is Yidam deity, actually inseparable.
Okay. Tess has raised her hand, and I don't know if anybody else wants to ask a question personally.
As part of my, Khenpo, hello, are you there?
Hi, yes.
Hi, thank you. Thank you very much for these teachings. They are excellent, and they're building on what another teacher from Garchen 3 or 4 years ago gave us in a series. So I'm going to ask a question about something I've used to help keep me at least on track in the Ma rigpa state and not wander into thinking. So if I do that, then I have a little self-discipline I apply, and I tell myself gently, no, let that go. That will be there when you're done. Just put it away. You can go to it then. It will always be there to go back to. And then it really helps me stay focused. Is that an appropriate approach? Or would that be something like compassion or bodhicitta meditation I should do, arising, do more of that before, so the thoughts are not invited to arise? Or I never have a problem with it, with myself, like dragging the problem back out and go, hey, no, look at this. Oh, what about that? Hey, let's get ice cream. No, let's not get ice cream. Yeah, is that a clear way of asking?
Yes, I think, yes, you can do something bodhicitta practice for that.
It is doing that during the Ma rigpa while I'm waiting for the egg to break. Is since it works solidly for me, is it something I should try and begin to leave? As kind of an addendum to that, I have found things just spontaneously, this clear state arising, like I look and I see the petals falling from the tree, and I'm there. I kind of look at that and wonder if that isn't the meditation, the practice of being in that state starting to set in spontaneously and begin to look for reasons to break the eggshell, just break it,
Yes. So yeah, you can just cultivate bodhicitta. That helps become together. No, the live there, bring together into your meditation.
And the spontaneity, this moment, these moments of clarity becoming more and more spontaneous. Just, is there a way to explore that, to test it?
Yeah. Try. So many different ways you can try. So
how do I test it? How do I test a spontaneous moment?
Oh,
We got next week. Maybe there'll be
Okay,
something
thank
that comes
you.
along.
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Dasha has a question. Yes, yesterday she has a question, so we didn't get time.
Yes, namaskaram.
Moscow.
I have a question that once you lose the rigpa during that time, person becomes emotional and everything. But after that, you become like aware that, oh, you were emotional and everything. So during that time, can you clear up the karmas that you build during that emotions after you regain your rigpa?
You mean regain rigpa?
Yeah, so what happens sometimes you lose the rigpa and then you become emotional and your
Yes.
speech becomes not good. And
Mm.
then you realize, that, oh no, I lost my rigpa. And then you collect back. So can I recover my karmas, clear up the karmas during the rigpa or
Yes.
by repentance and everything?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Recalling back again rigpa, so that purify karma.
So, so then, you know what, sometimes what happens, there are some heavy karmas, they come along and you know that your mind is losing the awareness and you are getting like a tornado sucked up into the emotions. So what should I do during that time?
Oh, it's you have to recognize and then you maybe good is do the Vajrasattva.
Oh, okay, Vajrasattva.
Yeah, Chandam Benza Sato Hong.
Okay. And
Yes.
then, okay.
Yeah.
So also, can I go back in my past and remember everything what I have done wrong and clear up all those negative karmas?
Yes, you can think about that too again. Yeah, past what are done negatively. If you can remember or some you don't remember, so just whatever are done, like I'm beginning last time answer no, I'm going to confessing, purify, you can think.
And so which prayer should I use for confession and
The
purification?
prayer is Vajrasattva is good.
Okay, Vajrasattva. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Rinpoche. Namaskar. Thank you so much for the teaching.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Welcome.
Thanks.
There's
Thank
more
you.
questions in the chat, Khenpo.
Okay.
Okay, just a minute, I have to find it. Why is nature of mind called clear light and luminous mind luminosity? Is it visible, the light?
So we don't have any other words to talk about. Just that kind usually the practitioners only can feel and they use that words. But actually already we told no labeling there.
Okay. Next one is, sometimes when I'm in meditation, I feel very happy and a sense of spaciousness. Is that the way to achieve rigpa?
Oh, I think so. So that's his experience. So kind of a more empty experience, you know, then no grasping or like to that you know percept. Then that just kept going, right? That's
Okay.
we have today the instruction. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you say something more about who was the person Kamala Sheila was debating with? Was he from the Chinese Chan school?
Yeah, it's called Hashang. Hashang means like monk, is from China. I don't know where is from China, which part where. So just there's a Hashang means monk. Is Hashang the main point is monk from, I think China use the monk is Hashang.
Okay, thank you. Can you elaborate some advice for common people like us to recite a mantra? Oops, just a minute, my screen moved. Like Guru Padmasambhava Mani mantra, if it helps you liberate. Is this because rest, dissolution after focus and generation stage effect. If we must try purifying our nadi and prana for this, or by doing that helps our meditation to recognize our mind and consciousness.
That's a very long question. I didn't get it. Can you say
Yeah.
again?
It's from Andy. Andy, do you want to ask the question yourself? Because I don't think I'm saying it correctly.
Khenpo, I want to ask about you said method and wisdom, right? Sometimes in our Vajrayana, we also as common people, sometimes because we are not too much learner, they just ask us to do ngondro, do purification, do mandala, do guru yoga, or if you cannot do, at least you do guru padma sambhava or many padme homes like 1,000 or million. It's help you to purify your merit, wisdom, and mind. Also, they said the secret is your nadi, prana, and bindu. I want to ask, is that we really need to accumulate this nadi, prana, bindu, or we need to merit, or we just like this like helping us to because this meditation we practice, like we practice the samanta in gradation states, focus, ask guru maybe vajrayana blessing. Is that because the practice we are like become like familiar, or how? Because like this teaching like very hard to understand, but when we doing as vajrayana, like we do it every day. How to say? Like it's like very hard, but like we did every day. Like Tara Puja or Amitabha, like I don't know. Maybe I'm still stupid how to say. But is that what the can you elaborate about why we must like purify our nadi, prana, bindu like that? Can you elaborate? And
Okay,
is this teaching actually very near to us? Teaching is very near to us.
So this teaching is a very shortcut, shortcutting, taking to the enlightenment. When we use this kind of technique, meditate, then we don't have to think about the nada, panda, there, anything. So that is a totally different, meditate. So someone practicing that is nothing problem for this meditation. So we have outer level practice, inner level practice, secret level practice. This is called secret level practice. The nada, penna, or whatever you say is like that, or is called inner level practice. Then we also offerings, chant mantra also can be outer level practice. So many different layers there, depending on the individual benefit. And this one is shortcut and the secret level practice. So we don't talk about that or this different kind of teachings there, but you can use that everything together too. So, people usually follow by practice two different levels. One is go follow by step by step. Then like we say, okay, you do first postation 100,000, then mandala 100,000. Let them to do one by one. And then slowly, of course, like teaching Maya Minka, sharing these teachings and go to share the Dzogchen Mahamudra. So that is some people really need like that. That is a full of good way for, like who has time, monastery education. It's wonderful. So you don't fall in any wrong, like a kind of wrong view and the wrong mistaking. You get nothing, go falling wrong place. So that's the most generally path. Okay, generally path, Buddhist. Then this is a special instruction. Even some people don't get education, they can be millionaires, they do something different, use, right? We know that even some people really are education, they do some things more better than educations. Yeah. So that way this is using. So otherwise, like say you have to go to kindergartens, preliminary and or what they call high and college or this PhD degree you need, then you get a job. So that's the generally Buddhist teaching like that. You have to follow that. But this one not require anything like that. Yeah. So long as you get something, good connections, someone give you like something, you know, highest good job, and you use that, you can be that. All the jobs is like the thing about the goal is you wanted to make money. That's it. That's why people get a job and wanted to get good education. Yeah, long as you have good education, you have make good money, you can, everyone think I can good life. But that is generally samsaric people, so or this worldly people view. And some people even education, you can make money. Even you don't go to school, you can make money, right? You get money. Yes. So like that, this is a different method sharing. For goal is enlightenment. Goal is enlightenment. And then when you practice this one, same time you can go back and forth, you know, like simultaneously, kind of we say simultaneously, you can use preliminary practice and meditate Mahamudra together. So not really step by step by drawing. You drawing, you know, action and together, making money, like same thing like that, you know. Yeah. So you practice with this meditation, same time you can go back to, you know, like focus with this method, different method, use that and wisdom, meditate. Then become your enlightenment. So that's the kind of answer I can give you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your analogy, Khenpo. Thank you. I get. Thank you, Khenpo.
More questions in the chat. How does rigpa connect with no self?
Self and rigpa is, I think, is a contradict. You know, like long as you don't have self, then rigpa arise.
Okay, thank you. How is absolute compassion similar to Mahamudra and Sochen?
The absolute truth is Dzogchen. Dzogchen is absolute truth. Absolute truth is Dzogchen. Dzogchen absolute is inseparable.
Okay. Okay. Is it possible for you to do a sample practice, like just for 1 minute meditation, and then pretend we are having thoughts? So lead us into 1 or 2 things to say or do to come out of it.
That's a very good question. Can you say again?
Okay. Can you lead us in a sample practice? So for
Simple.
example, yeah, just a short meditation and pretend we're having thoughts, and then lead us into what 2 things to say or do to come out of our thoughts.
Still, I really don't know the question exactly, but maybe the laws like I wrote in the Studio Meditation book has you know, like watch the thoughts, means like you try to get the thoughts first, like the thoughts that you follow the thoughts, watch the thoughts. That kind of, you know, meaning.
I think what they're saying is, okay, so we're sitting and we're trying to get rid of our thoughts in shamatha, and then we have a thought. So what do we do next to get that thought out? I think.
Oh,
That's Natalie. Maybe she wants to talk herself.
okay. Can you talk?
Natalie?
Lidaya, right? Lidaya?
No, it's Natalie.
Oh,
Maybe she's not here anymore. Okay, we can.
She's still there, but I don't know if she has sound. you hear me?
Yes, yes.
I think
We can't hear you now, Natalie.
does she want to meditate?
Can you hear? Yeah.
No. Maybe next Saturday.
Sorry, Marilyn, can you hear me?
Pardon?
I said sorry for interrupting, and then I didn't know if you could hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, great. My apologies. If you have a question, ask. Sorry, my Zoom is a bit in and out.
Sorry, when Dana asks, when the bliss state arises in our practice through the winds and channels, how do we apply that to recognize rival?
Can you say again, Marilyn?
Dana, do you want to ask the
Supposed to
question?
be rigpa, not rival.
Oh, okay.
Autocorrect.
Okay. Sounds like me. When the bliss state arises in our practice through the winds and channels, how do we apply that to recognizing rigpa?
Oh, I didn't get. Sorry again.
When we are in bliss, how do we, through doing winds and channels, how do we apply that to recognizing rigpa?
Oh, so have to look to the essence of the bliss. The essence of bliss is empty. Is essence of bliss. Empty essence of bliss is emptiness. Emptiness is essence of bliss. So you really seeing that, I think that is called the rigpa.
Okay, thank you. Is there a correct way of breathing during meditation?
Breathe during the meditation, yes.
Can you?
Yeah, yes, you can. Yeah, of course, we have to breathe when we meditate.
Is there a special way to breathe?
Yes. So it's good. It's like tongue is touch into the upper plate, like this. Don't push, just gently touch and then softly open mouth, very soft. Then just air is go through from the mouth softly. And then don't pay attention to anything there. That's it.
Thank you. And I don't know if anyone else has a question. That's it in the chat.
I have a question.
Yes, Laming. You're mute, Laming. You are mute.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yesterday in your teaching, you are talking about the subject. You have to dissolve the object and looking back to your subject, like your mind looking at your mind. So today you are talking on the stage about if you have dualistic thought, conceptual there, that's not rigpa. And you have to go deeper and go back to your mind. Is it the same as yesterday you said the subject go back to the subject?
Yes.
Or it's different level?
Yes, the same kind of same. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not today's level is deeper than yesterday's level. Like yesterday, when you say that, oh, I feel all these object and then this object dissolve, but I have to go back to see my mind. And then today you said that If you have dualistic mind, it's clarity, it's emptiness, then you have conceptual. You are not in Mahamudra. And you have to go back deeper to see the nature of your mind. That means that you also go back to your, from the subject to your subject. Isn't it what you are teaching?
Yes,
You
yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for
welcome.
clear that. Yeah,
Okay.
that's all.
Yeah,
Thank
that's a
you.
little bit different aspects, but it's a kind of a same meaning.
Okay.
Different aspects. Like yesterday, look to subject and the subject mind, but today see, you have a like clear. If you have a thing or
Clarity.
clarity, you have the mind is clinging to that. You see, you have to seeing that to look to that. The recognize that clinging mind is your awareness. Recognize that.
Okay.
Yes.
So then when you see your clinging mind to
Cannot be clinging to the empty, cannot clinging to the
clarity.
clarity. That's it. Just that's it.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you very much. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Thank you.
I have a question. I've got so many Dharma teachings in my brain. I think I need cutting through instructions because I've got so much Dharma in my brain.
Ah.
I mean, when you have too much stuff in your head, too much intellectual stuff, that becomes a problem too.
So too much dharma in the brain or too much samsara is in the brain. How about the samsara is too much, right, in our brain?
But by philosophizing, all my thinking about Dharma, sometimes it's a problem. Too much thinking.
Okay, so then just sometimes I don't think. That's it.
Oh.
Nothing too much there.
Thank you.
Sometimes you need to think, sometimes you don't need to think.
Natalie's question has come through. She sent it to Deb actually, and maybe this will clarify. Would it be possible for you to do an example or of what to tell ourselves when thought arises during our clear state experience?
Oh, thoughts arise, yes, always arise, thoughts. So just recognize it. We have to recognize the thoughts. And then thoughts you cannot rejecting. That's I shared the last time, no rejection, no rejecting, no accepting. Just liberate their own nature. That's the answer, yeah, short way.
Okay. Well, you answered the question about breathing. It's better to breathe through our nose or mouth, you said.
Mouth.
And the anger and strife in our world appears so real, especially right now, I think. How does this cutting through meditation carry over to the appearance of our outer world?
Can you say again, anger is?
Okay, so the anger and strife in our world, so lots of anger and conflict in the world appears so real. So how does our cutting through meditation affect the world, the outer world?
Oh, I see. So that's just good intention. Good intention. We wanted to cutting the emotion, the anger, and through the practice meditation, cutting the emotion, wanted to benefit whole world change. That's a good intention, but then not possible. Yeah. So that's why we have to cutting our own emotion and use that good intention. The intention is a method, and then that helps cutting our own emotions. So then long as like we cut our own emotions, we can benefit others.
Right. Okay, thank you. And there's just one more. How do we recognize the bliss state?
Oh, that's the meditator's experience. you meditate, then you just I think it's recognized. If you don't meditate, then whatever talk says like no make sense. So meditators, they get their own experience. Also the meditator has their own experience is always not same, you know, depending the individual, their due to their, you know, like when channel drops or what is we talk, that kind of depending that associated with our body, and they get different experience. So then when you get experience, Min Pong the Mahamudra just said no attached to that. That's it. The experience is always great, but no attached to that.
Okay, thank you. That's everything. Did you want the dedication prayers now?
Yes, we're going to dedication. Okay, so can you share the dedication? Thank you. Emma Ho, Tibetan. Om Sar Sanje Nangwain Taye Dai Yes Jovo Tuje Chenpo Dang Yong De Senban Te Chen To Nam Lai Sanje San Sen Ba Min Kor Chi Kor De Chen Om Sar Ba De Me Ba Ye De Wa Jin Ye Sa We Shin Gam De Da yin de ne chen pe chur ma da de wa jin ye par mai chu par de re jin ne nan de shan tong xuan de ge da ge mo lan da ban de so je san sen dan je ge mian zhe ba re xin jie lao de so Tia dai ben zan zhe ya awan bo de na ye so ha san jiu sen jiu ren bo jie ma jie ba nan jie jiu jie jie ba nian ba me ba yang gong ne gong den pe wa ri By this virtue, may I achieve omniscience. By defeating all enemies, confusion, may all who traverse on the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death cross the ocean of samsara. As Manjushri, the Vero realized automatic state, and as did the Samandabhada, I will follow in the path and fully dedicate all the merit for all sentient beings. May the teaching of Great Gompa Ranashiri, who is omniscient, Lord of Dharma, Master of interdependence, continue to increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation at the end of the samsara. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Khenpo.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Khenpo.
Khenpo.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you
Khenpo.
Thank you,
so much.
Khenpo.
Thank you, Khenpo.
Thank
So
you,
very much.
Thank you,
Khenpo. Thank you,
Khenpo.
Sangha. Thank you, Venerable Debbie.
Thank you,
See you next
Khenpo.
week.
Thank you.